I think for many of us for a really, really long time, especially those that have formed part of the addiction industry or is in recovery for addiction, or somebody that's really, really struggling with addiction, has ignored the fact that are human rights. And the reality is, for anybody that is struggling with an addiction, you have human rights when it comes to being admitted to a treatment center, or when it comes to actually dictating yourself what your process should look like when you are admitted into a center. So before anybody is admitted into a center, I always say to them, check, what your human rights are while you're there, and you get at any point to ask questions without feeling like you're going to be kicked out or being told that you're treatment resistant. And in my years and years and years of working in the addiction industry, I have seen it so many times when anybody that comes in with an addiction or has been diagnosed as having an addiction, when they start becoming resistant, being told that they're treatment resistant. And that's not the facts. And that goes against the whole policies when it comes to the Mental Health Act, especially in South Africa, when we looked at the fact that people have the right to ask questions and they have the right to question their treatment. So I really believe, and that's part of why we started TherapyNow, is implementing those human rights when it comes to treatment, and saying that we have an online platform so you can have addiction treatment in the comfort of your own home or in the environment of your choice, where you don't actually have to be taken out of the environment. And you can choose who your counselor is, you can choose what programs you want to attend, which part of the group sessions you want to attend, and how many one-on-one sessions you need to have. And the reality is that when it comes to addiction, we're also missing a massive element, and that's the trauma. And there is so much success at the moment when it comes to looking at the correlation between trauma-informed counseling and addiction, and saying that people don't just wake up in the morning and decide to become an addict or decide to become addicted. They have a history of maybe being traumatized or struggling with some other mental health conditions such as depression or anxiety, and there being a existence of their addiction because of those other mental health issues that have never been treated. So if you're struggling with an addiction or you've been labeled as an addict, please reach out to TherapyNow if you're struggling, and we're here to help and support you in an individualized harm reduction methodology.